There are many areas in Diablo Immortal that you need to look at when it comes to improving your damage and your overall build. Today we're going to be taking a look at runes and how you can actually craft the specific ones you're looking for and what you need to do to go about doing this. Let's go.
So runes, let us have a little chat about them. So obviously there are loads of videos out there now about runes in Diablo Immortal, and I wanted to make this video kind of for beginners but also for people that don't really focus on them. There's lots of runes that are worth having. Do I have all the runes that I want in my setup? Of course not. Like, they cost platinum, or you have to collect them to craft the ones you want, and it's another area that's kind of a lot of work. But if it is something you want to focus on, then this is a video for you. So basically you can obviously craft runes at the blacksmith from previous runes that you already have. So if you want to upgrade them, you can do that here, and we're going to have a look at this today. So rune socketing and rune synthesis. So you can see I've got runes socketed in all of my gear. I've got a mixture of orange, which are legendary runes, and the gold ones, and the orange runes are really good that I'm using, so I've gone for this one on both my offhands, which this is base attribute of equipped item is increased by 8%, damage to elites increased by 4%, damage to full life enemies increased by 5%, but this is why I got it, critical hit chance increased by 4%. Now those runes I crafted myself from using the corresponding runes to make that. And the other ones are actually ones that I've just found. I've been lucky enough to find them. So this one, we've got base attributes of equipped increased by 8%, damage taken while suffering loss of control decreased by 4%, block chance increased by 2%, and restrain loss of control durations on affected enemies are increased by 16% if you critically hit them. Now on the helm, I'm using this one. Base attributes of equipped item is increased by 6%, damage taken while moving decreased by 1.5%, attack speed increased by 2%, and beneficial effect duration increased by 4.5%. So I use this one for the last two magic attributes because that is the best in my opinion. However, I do actually have an orange rune that I could slot into that space, which is this one. So this is base attributes increased by 8% still, damage taken while moving decreased by 3%, attack speed increased by 2%, and skill cooldowns reduced by 4%. Now the reason I'm not using that is because I'd rather have the beneficial effect duration. So this is why it's worth actually reading what each rune does and working out what is going to be best for you in your setup. Obviously skill cooldown reduction is great, but losing the beneficial effect duration, obviously beneficial effects are your buffs, so I'd rather go for that over the actual skill cooldowns. I also have this one, which is base attributes equipped increased by 9%, continual damage taken decreased by 4%, maximum life increased by 1.5%, and nearby enemy damage decreased by 4%. Again, I can use this on the helm or on the shoulders. Both of those I can use in either of those places, but I haven't done that because I'd rather have the beneficial effect duration, as I mentioned. Now there are a couple of runes that I want to get. There's two, basically the same rune I'd like to have in both slots, which I'll have a look. I can't even talk. I'll show you is what I'm trying to say. I'll show you exactly which one that is. So Lev is the rune that I'd like to get next. This one increases the critical hit damage by 6%, which is huge. So if you have two of that equipped, as it's on your main hand, you obviously have two main hand slots. That means your critical hit damage is going to be increased by 12%. So that is pretty awesome. Now, one thing that is great with runes is if you want to get hold of this, all you have to do is know which runes you need to craft it. So you can see I need two of the Oth runes. I have one already. So I could just go into that and see what I need to actually craft that one. For that, I need two of the fire runes, but you can see I have none of them. Now, you can obviously purchase runes in the market. Originally, I used to only upgrade my runes to be sellable, but I kind of realized that a lot of runes that are lower level don't sell anyway, so I gave up on that, and now I just kind of synthesize all my runes that I get so that I can keep upgrading them and keep getting higher quality ones, which is how I've got that one and how that is obviously bound rather than unbound. I got that from crafting. So you can buy them in the market, as I said. So you can see I've got the Lev one on watch here, but they are 26,000. Now, as we already know from looking, two of the Oth runes make a Lev rune. I believe it was Oth. let's have a check again. So we'll go into Rune Synthesis and we'll scroll down to the one we want to craft. So yeah, we need another Oth rune. So what we can do is actually see how much that costs and work out what's going to be the best way of gaining it. Is it going to be better trying to buy a copy of Lev, or is it going to be better actually buying an extra copy of the Oth rune? So we know from looking at this, Lev is 26k platinum. So we'll go on to runes here and we'll find the Oth one. And this is 22,000. So because I only need one copy, I'd be better off actually buying one copy of this. However, if you're wanting to actually buy the copy and you don't have any copies of Oth for the upgrade, you're much better off just buying the Lev rune straight out, because this is only 4,000 platinum less, which means if you were going to craft it from 2 copies of this, you're looking at about 44k plus in platinum, when you can literally buy the one you want for 26k platinum. So with runes, with crafting, with purchasing them to craft, to upgrade, just be wary of that and make sure that you're not kind of spending out in platinum where you don't need to be. That's just my advice for you. So potentially, because my Oth is sellable, what I could do is I could sell my Oth rune and then use that platinum towards buying the Lev rune. However, I did have it in the market and it did not sell. So that's the whole reason why I still have it in my stash. So what I'll probably do is hold on to the copy for now and wait and then upgrade it eventually. But yeah, if ever you need to know exactly what rune you need to upgrade the one that you want or to get the one that you want, definitely look into crafting, definitely look into the copies that you need. Obviously it kind of goes through like this, so you kind of find that when you are working through it, this one will upgrade to this one will upgrade to this one will upgrade to this, and so on. So it does give you an idea of obviously how to craft each one. And some of them will sell for a lot more than others. Some of them have amazing attributes. Some of them have attributes that you can kind of pass on if you're not that interested in it. So definitely always check what the attributes are and definitely check what is best for your build. Obviously, some runes will be better for some classes. Some runes will be better for some builds. It totally depends on what it's actually doing for you. Some are better for PvP and some are better for PvE. So definitely consider that when it comes to crafting. All the information on runes is obviously at the blacksmith here under the rune tab. It tells you about rune synthesis, it tells you about rune socketing, and obviously if you socket a rune it will become bound, so bear that in mind. If you have a rune that you're unsure of, don't just go ahead and socket it straight away, because it will become bound, and it might be one that you could actually sell for a pretty penny on the market.
Be safe, all right?
So that is it from me for this video. I hope you found this helpful. I wanted to keep it short and top line as always. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.
Official Diablo Partner.